Yo, what up, it's the kid CJ City. You already know what it is, CjCityTv. So today, got a special video. I decided I want to take it back to my roots. I want to help you guys out a little bit here, give you guys some detailed information. I really want to make this video once and for all so you guys never have to buy fake sneakers ever again, man. You guys could rest assured I'm going to be breaking down all of the popular sneakers. I'm going to be giving you the telltale signs, and I'm going to let you know how you can legit check all of these sneakers. Reason being I'm doing this is because this is 2018, right, guys? A lot of people are doing early looks. A lot of people are getting these sneakers early, doing pre-sales. They're doing this and that, man. And I just want you guys to feel comfortable in your purchases. The only person I've ever dealt with was Fine Line. He's 100% legit, so you guys can trust him. All these other people on Instagram, I don't really know them, man. I do get early sneakers, but I get all of my sneakers straight from Chic, dog. So, you know, I don't really have to worry about if my shoes are real or not. But it's a good thing I have the knowledge, right? Because I did buy some sneakers recently off of eBay, and somebody tried to pull a fast one on your boy. But good thing I had the knowledge. I was able to identify the sneaker was a fake as soon as I opened the box, man. So I really want to equip you guys with the same knowledge that I have, because I'm pretty sure you guys are like me, man. We all grew up the same. I couldn't afford real sneakers at one point, so I was buying fake sneakers back in, you know, high school or when I was like a teenager and stuff like that. But little did I know that was going to equip me with the knowledge to actually identify a lot of these sneakers. So I'm going to be sharing that with you guys right now. Make sure you guys comment if you guys got any telltale signs. Also, I'm about to start getting active on my IG again, okay? So make sure you guys go on IG, follow me, share this video, because I'm going to post this. Hopefully this helps out a lot of people out there. And make sure you share this video on YouTube as well. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Now, that's just for people who want to know if their sneakers are real or fake. I'm not calling anybody out on if you're wearing fake sneakers. I feel like that's your money. You do whatever you want to do with your money. I just feel like as YouTubers though, like people like us, you guys come to us in confidence that we actually know what we're talking about. We actually own real sneakers. We're showing you real sneakers. So I feel like if you're a YouTuber, then you should never have no fake sneakers, man. You want to have your reputation be legitimate. So never have no fake sneakers if you're a YouTuber, but do your thing if you're anybody else. But other than that, we're gonna start from Jordan 1, Jordan 3s, Jordan 5s, Jordan 6s, Jordan 4s, all that. And I'm gonna be breaking it down. So the first sneaker we're gonna start off with is going to be your Jordan 1s. There's two things that I've noticed that seems to be consistent all across the board. No matter what Jordan you get, it's always gonna be the same. Now, this is just like a bonus tip. You guys can check these peaks right here. You know, you see where this top line is and where the bottom line is right there. Where they meet, it should be at the top of the Nike check. It shouldn't be sitting right there. It should have like a lot of room, and it should come up. It shouldn't be in the middle of the Nike check. If you see something like that, that means that company is replicating the models from the early 2000s. Because if you go all the way back, you'll notice that, you know, that peak kind of ended right there at the top of the Nike swoosh or right there in the middle. All of the new age Jordan 1s, they don't end like that, but that's not really a telltale sign. That's just something you guys can be aware of. Same thing with like this wing right here. You could measure the distance between the end of the wing and like the top of the panel. You know, you guys can actually look at the tongue. There's a lot of ways to break these things down. But the two easiest ways, look at these perforated holes right here, okay guys? These perforated holes are going to always be the same size, no matter what Jordan you get. They're not gonna be bigger on some models, they're not gonna be smaller on some models. These perforated holes right there, they gotta be the same, man. Check any Jordan 1 that you got. I got these, you know, I just got the bread toes right here. All the perforated holes are going to be the same. So that's something that I like to check. And then the second thing that I always go is a telltale sign. If you flip this thing on the bottom right here where you see the Nike logo, that check right here at the top has to come in the middle of the end. You don't want to see that too low. You don't want to see it too high. The peak right there has to be in the middle of the end. Those are the main two things that I check when it comes to Jordan 1s, man. You know, I also run all the checks on all the other ones because I actually know those, but the main thing I see is those perforated holes and that Nike swoosh at the bottom. You know, if those are off, chances are you got your hands on a fake. You you know, return to sender. That's what I'm gonna say. Let's go ahead and move on. We're not gonna talk about the Jordan 2s. We're gonna talk about the Jordan 3s. This is something that I've noticed. This is the easiest thing that you guys can break down, man. All you guys gotta do is take one of your Jordan 3s. It doesn't matter which one it is because it's exactly the same. Just go straight to the back, guys. You know, well, first of all, obviously you want to make sure that you don't have any crinkles or anything rigid with that tongue. That's obviously a giveaway. But if you see the tongue is straight, flip that sneaker over to the back and make sure you look at the peak of the elephant print right here, guys. It should not be way too high. There's a certain height that it comes to, and it doesn't matter what model you look at. I'll go ahead and show you with all of these models right here. They're exactly the same. They all come to the same height, no matter what sneaker you got. Obviously, you guys can see I have the powder blues here, and then I have, you know, the 2018 joints that just came out right here. We'll take it all the way back to the Cyber Mondays right here, as you guys can see. All of it ends exactly the same, guys. You don't want it to be too low. You don't want it to be too high or anything like that. Chances are you got some fakes, return to sender. That's what I'm gonna say about that. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the Jordan 4s. Surprisingly, I don't really have many Jordan 4s, so I can really only show you like my Reds, and I have the Pure Money 4s. But you know, these are pretty simple as well. You don't want to see no super skinny tongue, you know, but the tongue should have some thickness to it. I'll go ahead and show you on the Pure Moneys as well, man. You know, that tongue should have some sort of thickness. It shouldn't be super thin or anything like that. That's one thing that you're gonna want to check. And then you're gonna want to check, you know, this little square right here with the Jumpman. Make sure all of that stitching is correct right there. You don't want to see no loose ends. You don't want to see it all jagged, or you don't want to see nothing like that. Make sure that tongue is straight. That's the first thing you're gonna want to go to when you're dealing with these Jordan 4s. Check out that tongue, because it seems like they kind of got everything else matching. But I'll show you right here another thing on the Red 4s. If you unlace this little wing right here, you're gonna see some holes where you can put your shoestrings in. Those holes need to align exactly with the holes on the net. You don't want that to be a little bit over. You don't want it to be off in any way. That's something you're gonna wanna check on those Jordan 4s. That's the main thing that I've seen. Now let's move on to the Jordan 5s. Easy telltale sign on these Jordan 5s right here. I actually brought out a low top just so you guys can see, man. All you have to do is take a look at, you know, this little, I don't even know what you call this, but, you know, there's going to be a little space right here in between the Jordan 5s. All you have to do is put your index finger in there, as you guys can see, and you're gonna have some space. You're gonna put your index finger in there, and you're still gonna have space in between those two stitchings, man. I'll go ahead and show you on, you know, I have the Great 5s here. I'll do the same thing. I'll put my index finger right in between there, and then you can see that I have plenty of space. Let's go ahead and move on to another sneaker. This is a woman's sneaker right here. Same thing. I'm putting my finger up in there, and then I have space. A lot of the fake ones, you put your index finger in there, and then it's basically covering the whole thing. You don't really have no space when it comes to, you know, those Jordan 5s. So that is the main thing I look at. I will show you one that is a smaller sneaker. This is old school sneaker with the Jumpman on the back. This is a size 10.5. Okay, you guys can clearly see I don't have as much room in between my index finger, but it's still room, okay? I'm not covering, you know, the stitching between the two. If you guys see it, you put your index finger right there and you're covering, you know, where the stitches in, chances are you probably got some fakes. You want to return to sender. Obviously, you could check the tongue and you could go through the other stuff as well, but that I feel like is across the board all the way the same. Let's go ahead and move on to the Jordan 6s. This is like by far the easiest sneaker to legit check. It does not matter what shoe you have. It's going to be the same all across the board, man. It's gonna be consistent, it's gonna be identical. So let's just go ahead and take a look at these Jordan 6s. All you have to do, no matter what model you have, just flip it over to the inside and take a look at like where it has like that little diamond pattern. You can see the very bottom, it has to have a gap right there. These, you know, like diamond patterns or whatever, it should not meet. We'll go ahead and flip the sneaker on the outside, and you guys can see like the diamond pattern there. It does meet on the outside. For some reason, the fake companies, they make it meet on the inside. They've never fixed that, man. So all you gotta do is just flip that thing over and make sure it's not touching. Make sure you got a little gap in between there and you good. I'll go ahead and show you on these are infrareds right here. We'll go ahead, it's exactly the same. We have a little gap. It's not touching like it is on the outside there, guys. So it doesn't matter what sneaker you got. I'll go ahead and I'll move on to another sneaker right here. These are the Golden Moment 6s. Flip that thing over, you guys can see that there is a gap right there. Easiest thing to legit check for the Jordan 6s, man. So let's go ahead and move on. We're not talking about the 7s because like I said, there's no reason anybody should be buying fake 7s, dog. Like fake sneakers now, there's like 150. You could just go buy the real one for 150. Same thing with the 8s, same thing with the 9s, same thing with the 10s. Now let's talk about the 11s. We've all been in the sneaker game forever, so we know how to legit check an 11. But let's just talk about these new high cut Jordan 11s, right? So I actually haven't seen any fake, you know, Jordan 11s with the high cuts because I haven't, you know, purchased any fake sneakers in a very long time, man. You know, I'm 31, just in case you guys didn't notice. I was buying fake sneakers when I was like 13, 15, 17, something like that. But once I start getting like 20, 21, I just don't deal with fakes at all. So I haven't seen it, but I will tell you what I see that's consistent all across the board when it comes to these newer Jordan 11s. We're gonna have our Widow's Peaks. That's funny because before, if you saw a Widow's Peak, return to sender because it was fake. Now we gotta make sure we have those Widow Peaks. Make sure you check out the stitching running along the entire side panels. That's gonna be the same. You don't wanna see anything all rigid or anything. You wanna see smooth stitchings. Also, I can't really show you on the Space Jams. I'll show you on the Columbias, or not the Columbias, but the Midnight Navies. Now the Jordan, the Jumpman sign, it doesn't go in the middle of the 2-3 like we were used to. It seems like it comes up to like the top of the 2 or like right in the middle somewhere of like that 2, you know. Same thing on the Win Like 96s, all the other high cut patent leathers. That Jordan does not go in the middle anymore. So if you see the Jordan going in the middle, return that thing back to sender. Now let's go ahead and flip these things on the back because this is something you can tell. Doesn't matter what model you're looking at, it's gonna be the same. It's identical all across the board, man. You see this peak right here where the icy midsole ends is gonna come up to like a point. You don't want to see a rounded circle. You want to see a peak, a point, and then it curves down. Doesn't matter what you do. We got these, and then we have the Space Jams. I actually can show you like some old models. Dang, I didn't bring any out. But I'll go ahead and I'll cut to that and I'll show you right here. This is the 7210s. You guys can see it all has that peak. I'll even show you a low top version right here. This is the low top Concord. It still comes up and it still has a peak. So those icy soles right there, where it comes, number one, it should be all the same height and it all should come to like a peak. It should not be rounded. So that's something you're gonna wanna look out for. Let's go ahead and move on to the Jordan 12s. This is another easy sneaker to legit check right here. You know, these are, you know, it's a custom, but this started off as the playoff, so it's all the same. All you gotta do, turn the thing to the back and let's just take a look at that little tag on the heel right there. You see right there, this bottom, it should not be touching the very bottom of this panel. It actually should have like a little tiny gap in between the two. If you see that touching the very bottom, yo, return that thing back to sender because you probably got some fugazis or something like that. Also, right here at the very top of the pull tab, the bottom of that square where the Jumpman logo ends, it should not be touching the top of that tag. You know, it should be a little space in between those two as well. Hopefully you guys could see this where it says quality inspired by the greatest player ever. Right there where it says ever, it should come like to the very end. It should not be a gap right there between the R and where the tag ends. So if you see that, chances are, I'm not gonna say it's fake, but I've seen it, it's consistent all across the board. I'll take you to an old school sneaker right here. These are the Rising Sun 12s, guys. The same thing on here. You guys can see it's exactly the same. It's identical. You know, that R right there on ever comes to the very end. It's not an R, a gap, and then the end of the tag right there. It's exactly the same. It's identical. So, you know, let's move on to the 13s. I'm not gonna show you the 13s, but you guys should know. The only thing that I've seen is really you just look at that hologram. You should be able to see vividly that 2-3 and that Jumpman. If you don't see it vividly, then chances are something's wrong with that. Those 13s are kind of easy to tell because for some reason the quality is just never the same. When I look at like my OGs, I got the Flints, I got the playoffs. If I see some fakes, it just doesn't look the same. I haven't seen like these newer versions or anything like that, but you know, make sure you check that hologram in the middle right there, man. Jordan 14s, Jordan 15s, all those other ones, don't even bother with the fake ones because you can just go get the real ones. And that's basically it, man. Hopefully I gave you guys some good, legit, you know, surefire telltale signs so you guys can legit check your sneakers so you won't have to get got out there. You guys can buy, you guys can purchase confidently. Cause like I said, I just got on eBay. I don't understand why these people are still out here trying to sell fake sneakers, man. You're not gonna pull one over on CJ City, man. And hopefully they don't pull one over on you guys either. But other than that, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel, hit that bell, turn on those notifications. Like I said, hopefully I helped somebody out. Hopefully I helped somebody else out there. Saying out there is kind of funny, but you guys get the point, man. Subscribe to this channel. Until next time, you already know what it is. I'm CJ City. I'm signing out. Peace.